So this week we're going to talk about the 3 things that I did wrong in my business when I started. I want to start by saying that, starting a business isn't easy. There's a lot of complexities, a lot of identifying who you are and what you want out of your business. Everyone can have a great business plan and a great idea, but from where Foxscapes started to where we are now, I think there was a general idea of where we were going to be, and then to get there, just completely different. And that's okay, and that's how businesses evolve and become bigger and better. And so that's what we're going to kind of talk on today. The first thing that I would do is, identify your market. That was the one thing that we didn't do as well in the beginning. You're trying to take on jobs. You're trying to make sure that your calendar's busy, and you're making sure that you're getting your name out there, and that's really important. And you do kind of need to have that, just brand recognition or word of mouth to spread. But identifying the audience and making sure that you understand what market you really want to hit and what actually makes you money. In the beginning, I was working 20 minutes from our current shop, and that's where the business started and where we grew. And then I was taking on jobs that were, near this shop and near another 20 minutes away from here, So it was 45-minute drives to sites that, I kept my calendar busy, but we weren't making any money. And, a lot of times those clients were, price shopping, and the projects weren't really ever going to result the way that the customer had wanted or what we had wanted. And again, growing a business, sometimes you have to take that on. Sometimes you have to just figure it out as you go. And what we know now and what we knew back then, are 2 different things. But identifying your market, identifying the audience you're trying to hit, where is it you're making good money? Where do you want to concentrate your efforts? Is it in the town you live? Is it in the town next to you? Is it a certain neighborhood? Is it a certain group of people in your neighborhood? Just investing the right amount of time on the right audience that you're gonna grow. That's the one thing that I think in the beginning, we kind of just threw our name everywhere, and we just tried to find what would stick. And we've grown, and then we've sold portions of the business, or we've stopped doing services in certain areas or with certain type of clients. And just it's a growing pain. It's something that we've worked through, and we continue to work through. But making sure that you understand what you're going for, the type of clients, the type of area you're trying to serve, the type of work you're trying to do, and holding that as a point of accountability to yourself and to the clients of, maybe I'm not the right contractor for you. So that's the first thing, identifying your audience. So the second thing that I think when starting a business that went well was, I knew the value of equipment. I knew what equipment could do, but that was also a mistake, because a lot of times when I would buy equipment, in the beginning it was like, you want to lead with the end in mind, and you want to think that you're going to buy the piece of equipment that's going to serve you well for, the next 10, 12, 15 years. And, once your business is established, yeah, you can purchase stuff that, will fit you for the next 8, 10 years. But in the beginning, I felt like I spent a lot of time researching and making sure I was buying the exact piece of equipment that maybe I wanted, or that would fit exactly what we were doing as a business, in the next 5 years. But I think that's where we messed up. I had, for example, an Encon tilt rotator on a Kubota excavator. Coolest, awesome, really great excavator. But the scale at which we were gonna be at the time was, I was the operator. I knew, I would have 1 or 2 guys operating it in the future. And we got to the point in the business where, it was such a specialized machine that only certain people could run, that we weren't reaching the operating capacity that we needed to be profitable with the machine. So all that time and energy that we put into it, it was good, and it lasted, and we didn't lose a bunch of money, but we at the same time, we we over invested. We probably could have done something cheaper. We probably could have done something that was easier, or would have lasted us, you know, longer. That keeping it really simple in the beginning is what I should have been doing. You know, behind me we have a Bobcat E35 with a bucket and a grapple. That's everything that our guys need, and it's what an Incon can basically do, or the capacity that we need it to do, but it's like $30,000 cheaper. And so in the beginning, I was so gung-ho on this one particular item that I wanted to run that I really didn't think about everyone else and their capacities and when it would really be used. So that's the example that stands out to me. That's the mistake that I made. Fortunately, we were able to get out of it. Fortunately, it didn't cost us much. We were able to use the piece of equipment, and we got out of it at the right time. We identified the problem, and we moved on. But just being aware of that, being aware of what your equipment is doing, how it's going to serve you now, how it's going to serve you in the next 5 years. You know, is it going to serve you in the next 5 years? And yeah, so keeping the equipment really simple if you want to scale your business. Not everybody's the operator you are. Not everybody's the, you know, the technical wizard like maybe you are. As simple as an excavator, a bucket and a grapple. That's you know, everybody can run that. You don't need to be specially licensed. So that's the second thing. Beginning with the end in mind, but also knowing that some stuff might be temporary and some stuff might be long-term. You know, just weighing your costs and weighing how much you're willing to spend or how much you really can spend. So that's the second thing. So the third and last thing that I think that as a growing business that I kind of messed up in the beginning was, you know, you hire your first employee. It's super exciting. You feel like the guy that is working for you is, you know, he might be the best, or, you know, he sees the vision, or he sees the idea that you are, you know, you're trying to grow as a business, whatever that idea is. If it's a lawn care company, a landscape company, a window cleaning, whatever it is, you hire that employee, you think, oh man, he's the best, he's got it figured out, or you know, this is gonna be totally, you know, awesome in 10 years, you know, like he's my guy, and or girl or whatever, and he might be, but a lot of times I think, you know, I got into that mindset where it's like, oh, he's gonna be around forever, or he's gonna be around for the next 10 years, he's gonna see this thing grow, we're gonna grow together. And a lot of times it didn't work out. It may have not, you know, it wasn't that maybe the employee was a bad person, or, you know, had bad work ethic, or, you know, it wasn't personal, but it was, you know, just a different time in their life and a different time in my life. You know, the first employees I had, I worked with in the field, and then I got out of the field, you know, more, and I had to focus on the business. And the people that I hired in the beginning, some of them got it, other ones didn't. Other people thought, you know, why isn't he out here anymore? Why isn't he working with us anymore? Why isn't, you know, why is it that we're now doing all the work and he's making all the money, you know, per se, is, you know, what always people say. But yeah, I think that was the biggest change in the way that I feel like the business has grown. And something I've learned is, like, you're hiring the employee, they work really well, you know, you're not overcommitting yourself or them to the next 10, 12 years. You know, you're just trying to, you know, they fit the business model right now. You're trying to, you know, incorporate them and let them grow with you, because, you know, that's good for you and good for them. But also have the expectation that just because they're there now doesn't mean they fit the model, or they're gonna be here in 5 years. And I was really hard on myself in the beginning with that. I thought that, you know, some of the hardscape guys that we had right in the beginning, you know, they were around, and, you know, I had a level of loyalty to them. But then we realized that, you know, our philosophies were different, our outlook on life was different. When they got hired in to when they left, you know, they weren't the same people, and we weren't the same people. And that was a hard conversation that had to be had. But, you know, looking back on it, the best decision we had to make at the time. And we continue to grow from there. So, you know, think about that as a business owner. You know, as you grow, it's like, these people are here, they're helping me grow. You show appreciation for them, but you also know that just because you've had them around doesn't mean you have to completely always keep them around. And that it's okay if they don't fit the model anymore or your business anymore, that it's okay to move on. And it's okay if they want to move on. So, and not being too hard on yourself. So that's the 3 things that I think that I've learned in the last, 5-8 years that I've been doing this. I think that there's a ton of learning lessons along the way, but those were like the 3 that really came to mind as we've kind of gone through these 3 things a lot in the last couple of years. And so just learning and growing as a business, and hopefully providing that to you guys, and something to think about, something to look at in your business. If it fits, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, more power to you. But let us know in the comments down below what you think. Let us know if you like these videos. We're just trying to share the story and the progress that I've made here and what I'm doing, as a business, and the people, and empowering those, who have been with us as we continue to grow. So again, let us know in the comments down below what you think, other video topics you'd like us to make, and other than that, we'll see you next week.